Hello, how you all doing?
We are fine, thank
Very
you.
good, very good. CEO of the Sunrise Foundation,
Yeah, right.
Matilda and
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. Hi, how are you today? Good.
Okay.
So thank you very much for coming on the show today. So can you tell us about Sunrise Foundation?
Yeah, Sunrise Foundation is a newly registered non-for-profit making organization. We actually started last year, August
Okay.
2014. And the reason is because we thought it was just something that is being needed about facilitation of integration. I mean, this is more of experience. When I came here, I'm just using my experience to help other people. That's what Sunrise Foundation is basically more of. So we help newcomers, and we welcome newcomers into the community by mentoring them, showing them where they have to go to get their the PPS number, take them, show them the city a bit, and if they are newcomers from Europe, then we will help them on reinstating their social welfare for 3 months before they get a job or get established in the community. We also do art and craft for children and young people.
Okay.
And we have a what we call every woman chat group
Yes.
that we meet every Thursday, and that is more of encouraging us to practice our conversational English, especially with help to build a lot of confidence with those who have come new into Ireland and they're struggling to establish themselves here.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the organization? We talk about women there. That struck my view. How do you work with women in your organization?
Well, we try as much as encouraging the women here to be able to go out there and get a job, do something, and it's more of instilling in them that spirit of giving back to the community. We've come here, we've been welcomed so well. You don't want to just sit home and not doing anything. You want to go back there and support the economy that has actually welcomed you, giving the right to stay in the country. That's what we do, and it has actually helped because a lot of the women we've worked with, there's no one who is a sit-home woman.
Okay.
They just want to go out there and do whatever thing they can do. If not getting a proper job, some of them are actually volunteering to other organizations, which is, I think, is quite helpful.
Yes. And what's your role do you play as part of the organization?
I'm actually a contestant for the Mr. and Miss Sunrise pageant.
Yes.
That will take place on the 22nd of August this month. It is to create awareness, especially about Africa. Matilda is very talkative about diabetes. Diabetes is an ongoing issue both in Europe and in Africa. And the winners actually get to go to Africa, to Cameroon, for a diabetes project. It is to raise awareness about diabetes because probably you're aware of how lucky we are here in Europe
Yes.
to receive healthcare, and in Africa there's none such thing, as free healthcare. Most people up there, they're suffering from illnesses which there are cures for them. Most people are not able to afford the medication. That is what we're trying to do with the Sunrise Foundation, is
Right.
to raise awareness, looking for sponsorships to help people, get the most out of their lives, just like we are able to do here in Ireland.
Let's go back a little bit about the contestant side of it, because I think that's a very strong message as well, because there are some things that do happen at the moment that we do not really see a lot of times. And during this pageant event and competition, I think that brings more awareness of these things that's happening. I think that's another way where most of these pageants, like yourself, are really doing a lot of work, Go back to that, part of it. How much have you pushed, more of these diabetes, issues, so people can be more aware of it? Because most people are not really more aware of it, even though they know, they just like it's a common thing. But reality, it is not a common thing. So how do you break on that?
Well, we actually started this diabetes awareness project early this year in January, and because I know a lot of people are they love anything fashion. So we decided to do that in the form of beauty pageant and get ambassadors who can actually go out there and talk more about diabetes. And in February, we did the Mr. and Miss Valentine, and we had about 250 people in the hall.
Okay.
We had some doctors, about 7 doctors with us on the night, and one of them who did the presentation, after the presentation about diabetes, he actually asked the audience who is hearing about it for the first time. 3/4 of the people in the hall actually were hearing about diabetes for the first time. And why diabetes is more important to us is because 25 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with diabetes, and it actually affected everything, I would say, as far as the family upbringing was concerned, because she spent a lot of time in the hospital, and it got to the stage whereby some of us, the kids, we almost dropped out of education, and it was onto other people from the church, because I come from a strong Catholic background, and the church actually intervened to help some of us with our education and stuff like. So I came up with this project in order to help those who are in the same position that I've been through. And when I work with Diabetes Ireland, I realized that there are still so many people in Ireland who are not aware of this deadly disease. It is a genetic condition, but there are still ways to avoid this from happening. We are 8 of us in the family, and at this moment, none of us is diagnosed with diabetes. It's because we are aware of it, and we try to keep fit. It's more of exercising and keeping fit, and trying to avoid what would lead you to getting diabetes. And in Ireland, the information is really not going out there. So that's why we came up with this as one of the project of Sunrise Foundation, to actually go out there and spread this more and more to people. And we actually carrying the project, like she said, to Cameroon this December. So the winners of Mr. and Miss Sunrise Foundation will be traveling with some of us, and we've actually contacted the Ministry of Health in Cameroon to give us the support while we are in Cameroon. So we're visiting 2 diabetes centers in Cameroon.
Very good, very good.
And the money we are raising from this event, we are actually going to support young children with diabetes, as far as education is concerned. And those from diabetic home whose family cannot support their education, we will be supporting them to send them back to school.
And earlier on, we have MP Ms. Castillo, Emma Castillo on the show. I asked her an earlier question about the relationship between African women and, and the Irish women, and I can see the combination between yourselves, very, very good. In terms of the way your organization is going at the moment, how do you manage to put all of this competition, encourage, your pageants, to kind of work together to understand, this goal is for everybody to be able to achieve something? How do you work around that?
Yeah, we just use a Facebook page to advertise, to get the contestant for now. I mean, I've been on this GRS for a couple of times with different things coming up. Yeah, and through that, we get the girls and the young people and some of the women. And one thing, the reason I came here with her is because she's been such an inspiration to Sunrise Foundation. She is actually a mother of 4, and for her to take that challenge, to come out to represent women about this. So it means a lot to women, because there's nothing that you cannot do despite what you've been through or whatever the circumstances you find yourself in. And so we're just encouraging young people to come in and do something for the community, because as much as we're taking this to Africa, it's not only Africa that is suffering from this. About 2 months ago, 2 kids died in Ireland because of diabetes, and the reason is because we take headache very lightly. A child was complaining of having headache. The mom never took that seriously until 3 days later they took her to the hospital, and she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and by Sunday she passed out. So we want those type of things to come to an end. So we want to get the girls together, get the boys together, get the women together, and put more of this information out there, because people don't really know about this in Ireland. And fortunately, we've worked in the past with Diabetes Ireland, and we've also fundraise for Diabetes Island. When we did Mr. and Miss Valentine, we actually gave Diabetes Island €1,000.
Wow, that's very good. You are really doing a fantastic job.
Thank
you know. Just before we let you go today, when people want to go to your websites, what's the name of your website that they can go find you at?
Okay, you will get us on www.sunrisefoundation.ie, or you contact us via Facebook. It could be Sunrise Foundation or Mr. and Miss Sunrise, or you can contact Matilda on 0899796927.
Your phone is going to be busy all through there now. Matilda and Carlos, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. It's a pleasure, and we wish you guys best of luck with what you're doing in your organization. So I want to say thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, don't go nowhere. So viewers at home, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope you've learned something today from the show. So we'll come your way next week, but before we go, I want to say a big thank you to Emma Castillo for coming up on the show this morning. A very big thank you, Emma. Thank you so much for coming. And also Matilda and
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, sorry. Thank you very too for coming on the show, and I'll see you guys soon.
So
for viewers at home, you can tune into our website every week at www.grs.com. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter as well. Also, if you have something you'd like to share with us, why don't you log on to our website? And we'll love to hear from you soon. So be part of the show, be part of the audience. Tune in every week on Sky. So we'll come your way next week. Take care and God bless. And bye for now. See you soon.